Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 11 review of series number 12. Series number 12 is Fine Cut Wintergreen. This is the final review of this series with one outstanding, I believe, if that product is even still on the market. So, this review, though, we will be taking a look at the Stoker's Fine Cut Wintergreen. This is the 6th Stoker's Dip product that most of you don't see in stores. And the reason for that is this is the only one out of 6 that they did not end up releasing in cans. All right? Everything else comes in a tub or a can. This only comes in tubs. And that is why this is being slotted in at the end of this series, because I delayed buying the tub because I had to buy a whole tub of it. So it was like $20, and through the place I get it at, I don't even want to think about what this cost. But what you have is your standard Stoker's tub with a slightly different, because it's fine cut, layout. The top is silver. The banding here is silver instead of the bronze. I am used to buying tubs of the straight, so this looks a little bit different to me. I've never bought one, but I believe, with the exception of the green being black, I believe the black and red, I believe the fine cut natural is silver around the top as well. So what you have is a 12-ounce tub of Stoker's Dip that calculates out to 10 cans. All right, so you have the dip, which comes up to about here, and then in the top there will be a pocket can in plastic. I have a clean one over here, which I will actually show you when we get that far. The one in here I'll put to the side because it is going to be pretty well covered in dip, I'm guessing, and maybe even more so since this is a fine cut. So there is a sticker on the lid, all right? But everything that you're looking here on the side is a plastic wrap, all right, on a plain black tub. So you want to be careful. If you want this plastic wrap to stay on the tub and you don't want to be looking at a plain black tub, you want to be careful removing the top, okay? So they're going to have a perforated double point here, all right, that rips down to here, and then there's perforation all the way around the tub. These things are usually not dead straight. You know, they vary as to where the silver line ends and the green or whatever color begins. So you want to be careful getting not so much this part, but where it breaks off at. All right. What I usually do with these is I get them going, and then I pull slightly up as I'm pulling it off, all right? And of course this one is not going to cooperate with me because I'm doing this video basically. Otherwise, I don't think I've ever actually had a problem pulling one of these off before. And Lord knows I've bought enough of them, because this is how before this channel, this is how I bought my dip. My everyday is Stoker straight, and I bought it in tubs. About 2 a month. And as you can see, it is still giving me problems with the perforation there. I don't want to really go at it. I can get it open from here, and I don't want to tear the label all the way down during the video. Because if you mess up with this and it comes down, this whole label will just tear off. I can smell the wintergreen coming out of this. So, as you can see, even when you cut it on the line, it's not dead on. It really varies how the perforation goes. Just pop the lid off. Wow. Now, in there, as you can see, on the top is one of these. All right. But unlike the one I just showed you, this one isn't exactly clean at all, or even close. So, let's just put you over there. What I usually do is I run them under water, and I just toss them aside. The reason I don't use these cans... Oh, that's sweet stuff. The reason I don't use these, and which is why I have this one, and I have probably dozens and dozens of others, is the fact that I started using Stokers after they had come out with regular cans. So what I do is every once in a while, even though I buy the tubs, I'll buy just a can of it, and then I refill the regular can. I don't know if I got one around here at the moment. I got them all labeled, but it's a regular Stoker straight can, you know, $3 or less. And I use the contents, obviously, and then I refill it off a tub of the Stoker straight. These are, I mean, it's nice that they include these in the product, but this is not the best can at all. You have a plastic top and a plastic bottom. It does have a ribbed for a snap down, if you can hear that. And you have a standard sticker on top, and they've even put a sticker on the back. But the can is not sturdy at all. I don't know about having this in my pocket. It's got a Pinkerton lid, or maybe even worse. But the sides of the can bend pretty easy. The whole thing can start flexing. When you get something where the top is flexing like that and the can is too, you're running a risk of having the thing open up in your pocket. Now, I carry cans in my front pocket, and I do a lot of moving around outside. So this is why I use a regular Stoker's can. Now, I've seen on very old message boards from, I guess, before Stoker's came out with cans, guys saying that they bought the tubs and they'd use a Copenhagen can. Or, you know, so everybody's been doing it for quite a long time. That's what I'm getting at. So, inside this, that's what that's looking like. If I can get it. It's a lot of dip. And for me, it's a lot of dip because it's fine cut and it's wintergreen. It smells sweet. It's a pleasant wintergreen, which is refreshing after the last 5 reviews. It is looking like it is very fine cut. I don't know if it's going to show on the lid, but that is what it's looking like. You can sort of tell the reddish tinge in that. This is... That's pretty close. Pretty close. I'm just going to take a pinch right out of this, right out of the tub. Which is going to be a little difficult because product is not, actually this could probably use packing, but to be put in a cannon pack, that is. Don't start packing tubs, guys. Okay? Wow, this stuff is really soft. Like, really soft. I am going to hit the pause button, and I will be back. And I am back. Well, I'll tell you what. I am pleasantly surprised by this for a number of reasons. I am not the biggest fan, as truth be told, of Stoker's long cut wintergreen. It's just too much wintergreen. It's sort of like their mint is, only I tolerate mints better. It's just like, boom, wintergreen. Like, to me, it's like overkill. This stuff, though, first of all, it's incredibly soft. Okay? I've never been surprised like this about a like softness texture, with the exception of the Kodiak wintergreen. Nothing really has ever, besides the Kodiak and now this, jumped out at me like, wow, this seems really soft. Except for the Kodiak and now this. This stuff is really soft. You notice it as soon as you touch it. Now, pinching out of the tub with this stuff wasn't the best idea. That's something I would do if I was standing next to the tub of the Stoker Straight. Works better with the long cut Stokers, not so much with this. But you know what? I'm surprised enough with this that I'm not going to say I'm going to dip the entire tub, but I have already gone and looked out a can to put this stuff in. So let me see. Yeah, it packs down great. It's really moist. Now, it is very sweet. It's sweeter than the Grizzly product. All right? I'm not thinking that it's any finer cut or longer cut. It's about the same with the Grizzly product. Unfortunately, pinching it out of the tub doesn't give me a good idea of how it goes. No, it sticks. It sticks. I don't know where I'm going to put this now, but hold on. It's got the cling of the Grizzly product. It does have a bit of a burn, but not to the extent of the long cut version, which is another reason why I'm not a big fan of the long cut version. It doesn't have the overblown sting. There is a lot of flavor, and it is quick setting in. Unfortunately, I got stuff in two different spots now. It's good. It's good. I mean, if you can stand fine cuts and you like wintergreen, then you should give this a try. Now, you know, Stoker's is my preferred brand, but this is in a cut and a flavor that is definitely not preferred by me. But this is, I may end up dipping a good part of this. I'm not gonna commit to saying all of it, but it's very sweet. Nicotine's there. There's flavor and there's a lot of it right up front. And you know what? I think Stoker says that about their fine cuts. Yeah. Finer cut for more flavor, and there is a lot of flavor in this. Now, it's a sweet, I don't want to call it candy-like, but it's leaning that way. Okay, it's leaning towards like a Hawken. Whereas Skoal Original, which was a high quality product and nothing wrong with, had more of a dark tobacco backing. Okay, the Grizzly is sitting somewhere between this and the Skoal. It's leaning sweet like this, but it has a dark tobacco backing somewhat like the Skoal product. It pinches like this. It's got great, the Grizzly product's got great cling, and so does this. The Skoal product is more difficult, I found, but I also think it is finer. The Skoal product is a pretty fine cut. I mean, I thought it was bordering on snuff, which is sort of what it is, really. But I mean, it was almost to the level of Copenhagen. Now, when I did the spit test in my sink during the break, I didn't have a lot of floaters. I'm getting them now because I have it in two different spots. I got one here and I got one over here. But it was all right that way. Unfortunately, my desk is taking a hit again because of that can that I took out of the tub. So I think that's about it. The flavor's good. It does lean sweet, though. If you're not a sweet person, see, that bodes well with me because Stoker Straight is my everyday. And my backup to that is Copenhagen Straight. So the cut's good for a fine cut. It's very clingy. Moisture level's great. Nicotine is there. It's not going to be to the level of Kodiak, but it's definitely there. There's not much really bad to say about it, except for the fact that you can only get it in a tub, and that's where like the Grizzly product wins out on this, because ease of access, it's easier by a can. Now, I'm not saying this is still a good deal. I mean, they usually in my area, in the metropolitan area, well, not this one, but the other tubs that are available here, usually run around $18 or $19. If you go to stokers.com or stokersnuff.com, as they're still advertising on this, you can get like coupons for tubs. You get to choose. So, I mean, 10 cans at $19. Even if it was $20, it's still $2 a can. And I actually, back in the day, weighed one of these. I weighed an empty tub and then a full tub minus the pocket can. And it's 12 ounces. Dead on. I think it was like 0.01 off. Something silly. Could have been my scale at that, So, if you see it, and Wintergreen's your thing, and fine cut is something you dabble in, I definitely say give it a try. That said, not everybody has $20 lying around at all time. If you're looking for a good fine cut Wintergreen that leans sweet and only have enough money for a can, the Grizzly product is right up there with this. And I'm not even a big Grizzly fan, but it's pretty darn close. It has more of a tobacco undertone. So people that like Skoal Original may lean towards the Grizzly product more. But this, sweet, lots of flavor, nicotine's there, cut's great, feels soft to the touch, stays formed in the mouth for a fine cut. Even around the one I have around here is staying pretty formed. I'm getting floaters now, but that's because I got it in two different spots. Spits, and it's not really foam. Of course, another thing may be boding well for this review, and that is the fact that the last 5 reviews have been Decade, Derringer, Klondike, Kayak, and Silver Creek. So obviously this is going to get like 5 stars after that. Anyway, I have not been online today, so I don't know if there's any notifications. If there are, I will get back to you. I will be doing a series close tomorrow, and I'll call you out then. All right? Do check out Berg's Dip Reviews, Winnington Outdoors, Dirty Pat Walsh, Wayside Lee 83, Real Talk Studios, No Bluff Buff, and SnoozeFreak.com, the channel here on YouTube. I hope everyone is well, and do take care of yourselves. God bless.